Okay, for this card, we're going to be using Polished Pink, Pear Pizzazz, Versamark, as well as your white embossing powder. I might add some of the In Color Jewels. We're going to be using this particular pattern from the Decorative Masks and some designer paper on this one. This is Polished Pink. It's 5.5 by 8.5. We're gonna just fold that and get that edge nice, whoops, nice and crisp. And then we've got a piece of designer paper. You're gonna wanna cut this 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. And then this little tiny striped layer is going to be 1/4 by 5 1/8. We've also got a black layer that we're going to add both of those to. This layer is 4 by 5 1/4. We've got basic white scraps and a basic black scrap. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do our stamping first. So I'm just going to set all this off to the side. We need some leaves and a flower. So we're going to use the smaller flower this time in the Polished Pink ink. Oh, I just love how that looks. Then we're going to do Pear Pizzazz leaves. And let me move these out of the way. We're going to bring in our thanks, and we're going to use that with Versamark ink. And we're going to dust that with some white embossing powder. Just like this. I like to kind of tap it on the back to get off any excess. Oh, I see I missed a little bit here. Hang on. There we go. And then we're going to heat set that. And we're going to do some die cutting. So we're going to take our a white scrap. We're going to die cut this flower on our white scrap. We are going to die cut this flower and these leaves. I am going to heat set this, and then we're going to be ready to start assembling our card. Hang tight. Okay, we've got our bits and pieces in here. This thanks we're going to actually cut out, and this is a really fun technique to do with your sentiments, especially if you have something embossed on black. I love the look. And you're just going to, you can trim as close or as far away from your words as you want. I like to leave a nice little border around all my letters. I just think that makes them look nice. And if you don't get so close, you don't have to be so picky. Just make sure that everything goes nice and rounded. And don't leave any jaggy edges. That turned out really good. And you saw how easy it was, right? Okay, so we're gonna start assembly here. We have our Designer Series paper layer, and I am going to, well, let's do a dry fit first. Let's just make sure everything fits here. I want to make sure I didn't cut anything wrong. So we've got our 1/4 inch. Ooh, and it looks like, it looks like I measured my designer paper wrong. I need this to be about 1/8 of an inch smaller, so hang tight. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I may have miscalculated what I needed on here. I'm gonna pull just a little bit more off. Okay, what I've got here is 3.5 inches wide. And I think that's gonna be really good. Yep, so this is 3.5 by 5 1/8. Okay, I will make sure that I update this in the written instructions. I'm glad I decided to take a look at this before I put glue on it, right? That could have been quite disastrous. So here comes this layer. And then we're going to put this tiny little strip on here. And this just really pops on the black. And I love the gold and white stripes. It's just so striking. Wow, right? Isn't that cool? Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one and I think I'm going to put it right on here like this. So I'm just going to add some glue to these bigger parts in the middle, just right here. I just slopped some glue on there. That's kind of a nasty word, isn't it? I scribbled, how about that? That's nicer. I scribbled some glue on there. And now we're going to grab our dimensionals. And I don't know why I can't hang on to dimensionals. I have, oh, here they are. I was going to say, I had a pack out here. We're just going to use these bits, these edges that are on here, because that's what I could find when I was grabbing. Okay, so we've got that. I am going to add some small pieces, probably right from this edge onto this one. Our thanks layer. Oh yeah, these are going to fit in here perfectly. I should have used black dimensionals. If you have black dimensionals on this layer, it's not a bad idea. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of these leaves. All right, we are ready. The flower is going to go down first. Now I'm not going to press this into place, but I'm going to put it right about here. I didn't press it down really tight because I want to make sure that these leaves are going to slide under that flower. Yep, they are. Okay, so now we can press it down. Okay, and then we're going to put our words on here. Oops, we got one more. Yeah, see that black dimensional looks really nice. I wish I would have thought a little bit more about that. I'm going to put this right in here, and I want to make sure that my thanks is straight. It is. Isn't that just striking? Okay, now, before we glue this on the front of our card, I wanted to do a little masking. So I think I want to use this particular mask. And since there's 4 different masks on here, I'm going to mask it off because I don't want this design or this design to show through. So I've just taken Post-it notes and put them, oh, those are so pretty, aren't they? Put them right on there. And now I'm going to grab my polished pink ink. I've still got the same blending brush that I was using on my other card. And now I'm just going to center this, and I'm going to do tone on tone. You may want to put some Post-it notes around here. I don't want, yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I don't want big edges going off the edge of my mask. So you can use typing weight paper, just make sure that you kind of secure it. Yep, that'll work. Okay, here we go. And this is just going to do a tone on tone that's going to look really neat. And it's going to be the same color, which makes it easy for you to write right over what we're doing here. Are we ready for the reveal? See how I did. Woo! And you can write right over this on the inside. So I thought that was really pretty. Okay, here comes our card front with that polished pink. Isn't that just so pretty? I love this a lot. Okay, and then I said I wasn't sure if I was going to use some of the gems or not, or the jewels, I mean. And I'm thinking we could, how about if we do a pink one right in the middle. You can see that it's given us a little bit of bling there. I like it. And I'm going to do another one like right up here. Maybe one right there. Oh, love that little bit of bling. And you can see the gold foil in the paper. So there we go. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.